Hey, and we're back. Welcome to another episode of Mouthful TV with your cast and crew here. Remember, you can always catch us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. where we're bringing you fresh and funky, the realest of the real topics. I'm your girl Star. Please follow me at IG. I am Star Ford. And I have my other castmates here. Go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey y'all, so I'm Desmond. Make sure that you're following me on all of my social media channels as Des the Photog, and that's DezThePhotog. And that is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also my website as well, desthephotog.com. So make sure you check me out.
Hey everybody, it's Jen. You can find me on IG. My IG handle is Jennifer LaShawn. Jennifer, two N's, one F. LaShawn, LASHAWN. Just follow me there.
Yes, ma'am.
How y'all doing? It's Black Caesar, man. Y'all can make sure to follow me on all social media platforms. It's Black Caesar, BLACKCEASAR with an underscore. I appreciate it. It was love.
And of course, we want to make sure that you also follow Mouthful TV on all of our platforms. IG is mouthful_TV. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss all of the great things that we have coming up. All right. And one of those great things we do have coming up, I'm going to let my sis Jen take it away.
It is time for our small business segment. I'm excited to introduce you guys to our guests tonight. Hey y'all, welcome Nick and Keisha Reader. Nick and Keisha Reader of Frios, Dallas. Freeze Pops, where y'all at? Hey.
Hey y'all.
Y'all on
y'all mute. Y'all gotta unmute.
What's going on?
Hey, good. How y'all doing?
Hey.
Good.
Nice to meet you guys. So glad to have you here. So I was just kind of reading up on you guys and just give us a little intro about yourselves.
Okay. Well, I'm Nick. This is Keisha. We are the owners of Frios Gourmet Pops of Dallas. So interesting. We kind of just started the business. We actually officially started in March when everything
when the pandemic hit
was kind of hitting us. So, but we press forward and we sell gourmet ice cream pops. And what they are is basically it's a different way of eating ice cream. It's a unique way of eating ice cream, a way that kind of once you take a bite, you're gonna remember our pops for sure. Yeah. So we have over 60 flavors. Vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. We got a bunch of different options for everyone.
I saw one on there that I want to ask you guys about probably at the end, but let's get into it. So I see that you said you wanted to open up a snow cone shop before you did Frios. So what was up with that? Why did you go the other route?
So what happened was we were looking for a small storefront type of deal, but we wanted something that had room around it where it can be you pull up, your kids can be outside playing, all that kind of stuff, standalone. But we were having a hard time finding one in Dallas, so we actually ended up looking outside of Dallas in Kaufman, and we found one, but the owners weren't really selling it. It was more of a leasing it, and it was way too high. So with that being said, we decided, let's just wait a minute, see what comes up. Within that time, that's when everything, we kind of started hearing about what's going on with the coronavirus. And then we said, well, let's just wait a minute on a storefront. So we ended up looking at, we weren't even looking to get into this popsicle thing. What happened was we went and tried it. And once we tried it, we were hooked.
Okay.
And I was like, we got to sell this stuff. Dallas got to experience this. Every child, every adult, because it brings you right back to that childhood memory. Oh my God, it's so good.
I'm ready to try it. And so how hard was it during the pandemic to start this business? What kind of challenges did you go through during the pandemic starting the business?
I don't think it was Well, I mean, the pandemic in itself was a challenge. So I don't want
Yeah.
to say and say it wasn't
Yeah, for sure.
a challenge. But I think it was for us. It was kind of a blessing. Everything moved accordingly for us. Actually, I think the pandemic helped us
Yeah.
because with the way that we were building this business, we were able to bring our product to people.
Yeah. We ended up going mobile instead of store.
Oh, okay.
Everything that we have as well is individually wrapped. When everybody was kind of, like I said, it's ice cream, but it's just different. And so,
Right.
you didn't have to worry about people breathing all over your food. And when the early stages of COVID, and we were nervous about everything, we were able to bring something to you that was safe and still delicious. And we was able to bring it to your location wherever you were. So that was the good pandemic, kind of helped us in a way.
Yeah, it did. Because people, when we were first starting out and we were calling up different places to go to, they would say, oh, well, no, pandemic, we can't. And I'm like, well, hold up before you say no. Our products is individually wrapped, so there is no contact with it.
So people been tripping.
Yeah.
There you go. So it kind of helped us out.
Yeah, and I do have a follow-up question, if I may. Because you mentioned that it was a business that kind of started before the pandemic and then you officially got started with the pandemic. What about that time frame that kind of forced you to go ahead and jump in once the pandemic was a thing?
Well, Keisha, she was in the healthcare field for years, and just when this thing hit, I was like, nah, you can't. I'm not going to mention her employer, but people were like, running to her talking about, oh, I think I got the virus. And there was I didn't see a lot of protection for her as a healthcare worker. And it could have been based on the organization she was with.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know what? Like this is a time I got to get you out of that situation. And so, we said, we prayed about it. We thought about it. And we said, we're just going to pull the trigger. We're just going to trust God. And we move forward with it. So I think her job is really what motivated us to start
it that quick.
Continue moving forward with it.
So my question
that was happened. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Star.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that that was the situation for a lot of people. That either they were getting furloughed or laid off or whatever the case may be, and it kind of forced them to utilize the skills and talents that they were sitting on, and kind of forced them to step out there as entrepreneurs. And despite the pandemic kind of being a situation that affected people so negatively, it also affected a lot of people positively as well.
Yes. Definitely.
And I was
good because I wasn't furloughed or anything, but it was just, we decided it was that time.
I actually thought we were a little
time. It's time. Sometimes it's just the time.
Yeah, they were like, what? You sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm good.
I was going to ask, with the mobility, that's definitely a plus. Do you ever see yourselves expanding to storefronts?
Yeah, so
definitely.
we're actually in the process, because I think, that was always our vision. We wanted a place where people can come, the community can come, have fun, and just kind of escape life for a little bit. And, we want to be able to provide something like that. And so we're in the Dallas market, and you all know, like, Dallas is crazy expensive to lease. And it's just, like I said, amazingly, things kind of just been put into place. Yeah. So we actually we're in place to get a storefront open in South Dallas, which is, special to me, because I do a lot of community service in that area. And so, I want it to be, I don't want to say the hood, but I want it to be in my community.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But we definitely wanted to be around, our people, and and it's off of
Martin
Luther King
Boulevard.
So that's even
right there.
Oh my God. And then whenever COVID is not a thing anymore and the state fair opens, and like that, just would be an amazing place for you guys to be.
Definitely. All right, y'all. So let's get into these flavors. I do want to talk about that before. Okay. Y'all have an avocado lime pop?
Yeah.
And I want to get into that. What's going on with that? I taste it, but then I don't. So I'm trying to figure out, maybe you can explain it a little bit better for me.
Okay. So, and it's I know it's weird, but I promise you have to like avocado for one.
I love avocado.
I always tell people that. Okay, because you're like me then. I eat an avocado pretty much every day.
Yes, I eat an avocado toast every day.
So good.
Oh.
Yes.
That's why your skin look good, girl. That's that avocado, honey.
Don't put too much on it. It's the ring light.
But no, back to the avocado pop. It's really good. It tastes like a creamy avocado on a stick.
And it's all natural, you know. That's
And I can taste it. And I know you guys have all organic fruits. Everything's. I'm loving that. I'm at a point now to where I'm not eating as much meat and just kind of trying to eat a little more clean. So
Yes.
I really like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So yes.
I'm interested to try this blueberry ginger. Is it blueberry ginger?
Oh,
it's blackberry
Blackberry
ginger.
ginger. Yes.
Yes.
I'm excited for it.
That one is good.
That one, we actually have a deal. So that has a few bars in Dallas that you can get them with a cocktail because it mixes well with any type of spirit. So that's the unique thing about our pops too. Is
I need the names of these bars.
We can't. we cater to a wide audience because our pops are very versatile in what they can do. So
yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, I just want to thank you so much for joining us. Like, I hope that, we blessed you guys just as much as you blessed us for, being here with us tonight. I really, really thank you guys. And okay, can you provide us? Oh, you guys are rolling. Never mind. So y'all, they rolling around with the Frios truck. Get you some. There will be one in South Dallas.
But you can order online, correct?
Yes. What you need to do is make sure you follow us on any of the social media platforms. We are Frios Dallas. And that way, if you follow us, you know where we're going to be at because we do post our schedule and we're usually in the Dallas area. We are in DeSoto now at KC's and that's KC Fragrance, and that's on Hampton
and Wintergreen.
Yes. Wait, who's the Hampton Wintergreen? Who know that one?
I grew up in DeSoto, okay? I know exactly what it is.
Okay. So they are, we're usually there on Thursdays and Fridays, and we'll be there like maybe around 5 to 6, and it's all the way up to about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Now, if we're not there, we're somewhere else. It's because we got booked, because we do events as well. So you can order pops online, or you can also book us for events. We do weddings, birthday parties, drive-by parties, gender reveal parties,
whatever it is,
whatever you want.
All right, and just give them your website really quick where they can order from.
So they can order if you go to Frios-Dallas. Well, just Google Frios Dallas. I made it real simple. If you Google Frios Dallas, our site is popping up.
Yep. You'll see a picture of us and you know you're in the right place.
Click on the link.
Go on the link and you place your order. But we're going to get y'all some pops too, except for your homie in Chicago. Sorry.
She'll be okay. I'll eat it on Zoom in her face and be like, girl, it is so good.
But we'll drop you off the variety pack, definitely.
Sure.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you again.
Thank y'all.
But thank you so much. Thank you again for joining us. And for anyone who wants to be a part of the small business segment here, please email us at, you know what? Give me 1 second. I just had it in my head, but just email us at mouthful@novativent.com. It was in my head. I'm sorry, y'all. So, and don't forget that we do have our small business Tuesdays every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Facebook and IG. IG is Mouthful_TV. Facebook is Mouthful TV. Yeah. So please join us to promote your businesses. We love to see it. We love to see everybody doing big things. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. And I don't know about y'all, but now I want some of those ice cream bars.
Listen, I should have said, can y'all overnight it? Because I wouldn't
have right. Since things are back to normal somewhat in Dallas, we could get it.
But you know what I really noticed that really made me like that couple. He was like, my wife worked in the healthcare field and they wasn't taking care. I didn't see enough urgency for her, so I had to take her to swoop my queen up out of there, so we can go and
Absolutely.
get our own.
Right.
That really, he's setting the tone right there. And
He
that's a
did.
vibe. Yeah, for sure.
Come on, King. Right. He
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
did.
Protect your queen. Protect your
Right.
queen then.
Right.
He's
Right.
a queen.
He's playing chess, not checkers.
Right.
But speaking of that love and king and queen love and just holding each other down, y'all ready to get into this topic?
Absolutely. I'm
Okay.
always ready.
I don't know why I did my shoulders like that first. Like, let's get
Lose. Why they
into
still
it.
lose? Why they
Right,
still lose?
right, right. Okay, let's get into it. So, we are talking about tonight the 5 love languages. All right. Have y'all heard of them? Do y'all know them? Yes, there are
Yes.
5. Okay, so the whole concept came from Gary Chapman, who's an author. And basically, the theory is there's 5 general love languages and ways that couples can express themselves. So it all comes back down to communication, how we communicate. So the 5 are receiving gifts, quality time, words of affirmation, physical touch, and acts of service.
It was the physical touch for me.
I had to, physical. I want to get, no, I'm just joking. So for those that don't know, if anybody's like, I don't even know what my love language is, the quizzes are free and they're online and they're actually provided by author Gary Chapman. They're easy to do. Just be honest with yourself and see what your love language is. And that could help you whether you are just dating in a serious or committed relationship or even married, or, the latter, whatever it may be, to let you know where to go with your next relationship. So did y'all take the quiz?
I did take the quiz and I'm actually surprised at what it said my love language is.
Okay.
Because I've always believed that my love language is physical touch. But as I gotten older, it does make sense now because it's like I want you to touch me, but after a while I get hot, I'm fat.
Because
like,
see, you be on that other. Like,
so it did say that my love language is quality time, which makes sense because I do like to travel. I do like to spend time with my significant other. And so it definitely makes sense that my love language is quality time because I feel like you can get to know a lot about a person doing like physical different activities and stuff in which you can spend time because I love to travel. And so if whoever my partner is going to be my favorite partner, they better be ready. Have a passport, please. They don't cost that much.
Please do. Right. Booked and busy.
Right.
Okay, so real quick, my number 1 was acts of service. And it kind of weighed in. It was really close between acts of service and receiving gifts. Now, the thing about the receiving gifts part, it doesn't have to be anything just materialistic. It could be, some flowers. It could be a note, just, expressing your love, which kind of goes into words of affirmation, but just those little things. But I noticed, acts of service, and especially being married now and, being in one household, just taking some of that weight off of me or doing things that you might not always want to do initially, but it means the most to me. I'm like, thank you for wiping the counter, but like that, it's just like, it really does mean a lot and it goes a long way. So I'm very appreciative of that.
So I didn't take the quiz, but I did. Look, my ass went out and got the damn book. Okay. Hey. And so I read it, and I'm more of an acts of service type of person and I didn't know what my love language was at first because I was like, well, hell, don't we all want a little of all of it? But the most, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the most important to me is just like you start, like, just thank you for taking the trash out. Thank you for putting the clothes. Just the little, I promise you, that is so important to me because a lot of people don't pay attention to those small little acts of service. And you just have to understand it goes a long way in a relationship, any type of relationship. It goes a very, very long way. So that's me, baby Duke.
So even let me ask you this: with y'all's love languages being acts of service, like is it impactful that it should be stuff that a man should do anyway. Like she said, taking out the trash. Like that means a lot to you, even though you feel as though that should be something he should do anyway. And I'm just saying that was one of your examples.
Some people don't know how to do that,
That's true.
Some people just, and then that's where you have to cut those type of people off because they cannot give you those acts of service. People will not, or they forget, how to do those things, or they just don't want to do it and feel like maybe you should be doing all the acts of service. So it's kind of like, hi, mommy.
And it's kind of just to carry off of that. I think that comes to a situation where you need to make sure that you're equally yoked. You know what I'm saying? With whoever you are with you, just to make sure that they're willing to make those sacrifices and those necessary actions. You know what I'm saying? That they should assume as a man or a woman, whether you believe in, gender roles in a relationship or not. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's kind of where that comes into play. Cause if somebody ain't about nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you're an F boy or cause there's F girls too, there's ladies who you know what I'm saying, but we're not gonna get into that.
Most definitely.
I'm gonna slide into mine real quick, but my love language I would personally say is words of affirmation. Go figure, me being a poet, you know what I'm saying? I think that just kind of goes into this manifesting your love and literally speaking life, and into whether it be your relationship, whether it be your friendship, whether it be your career. I think this words of affirmation is so pivotal, and I think all of these love languages literally tie into each other. One leads into the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all encompassing.
They definitely do. Words of affirmation for me came in third, and I was surprised because communication and what you say goes a long way. And I'm big on it's not what you say, it's how you say it. So just to give me out of the blue, like I love you, I'm proud of you, I see what you're doing or whatnot, that does something to a person, when it's just out of the blue and you're just going about your day and somebody lets you know how dope you are. I think that that's really something that's needed because communication is a big factor in any type of relationship, friendship, courtship.
Absolutely. And I think that when it's done unexpectedly, it just hits that much different. You know what I mean? Don't do it when I'm in the moment of doing whatever made you proud. You know what I mean? And I appreciate it, but it means more when, I'm up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning editing photos. Like, I'm proud of you. I love what you're doing. Just keep pushing forward. And it impacts me that much more when it's in those moments as opposed to, when I'm out shooting and you're there, watching me shoot or whatever, and you're like, I'm proud of you, I love what you're doing. It just hits that much different when it's unexpected.
Definitely. And one thing that I noticed is that, like, in my relationship with my guy, I would tell him, like, random moments, just be like, I'm proud of you. And he'd be like, for what or why? And I'm like, damn, I can't be proud of you. But it makes you think about, like, your person's past relationships. Like, did your other girls, or when you were in other relationships, did they not ever feed that positivity into you? I know I'm that one, but it just makes you think, like, you never got that to where you don't almost get defensive, like, why is a person proud of me? And it made me feel bad because it was like, I'm proud of you. I just see what you're doing day to day. And like Des said, I don't have to be in the moment of you doing something or winning an award or, scoring points or whatever the case is. I'm just proud of you. Damn.
Like, golly, just say thank you.
Right.
Hey, can I ask y'all a question though? What's like a necessary love language for y'all though? Like, what love language must your partner, what I'm saying, be able to address, or what do they have to like make you feel comfortable? You know what I'm saying, in y'all situation or relationship or whatever.
I would say mine is words of affirmation, even though that didn't come in first for me. At the end of the day, if I just had to say, I'm again big on words and communications, and I'm a Pisces to the core. So, I mean, words can cut deep. And if you feel like you're not getting what you need in that vocabulary, that vernacular, or however you want to put it, that's going to make you feel a type of way. This is somebody that you're supposed to hopefully rock with in the long run. And it's like, if nothing else, I need what you say and how we communicate to just know that, like, you're down like 4 flats for real. That's me.
for me, like they have to, I think I can agree with the words of affirmation. Like that has to be there for me. Um, and I think a lot of it has to do with my upbringing that wasn't there. And so there is not a lot of times where I've heard I'm proud of you or I see what you're doing and, keep pushing forward. There's not a lot of times I've heard that. So I think I seek that in my partner, but I feel like that's baggage.
What you mean?
Like me seeking something from my partner that I didn't get at a younger age. Would you think that that would be considered baggage?
Ooh.
Okay, now are you seeking something from them
Question.
family or from like other relationships? Cause that's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, from any one period that I am involved with, whether it's a friend, a romantic relationship, or whatever the case may be, I feel like a friend, let's just stick with the friendship side of it. A friend of mine that we're really, really good friends. I'm telling you everything that I'm doing, you do the same. And I feel like at some point as my friend, you should say, I'm proud of you.
Facts, facts.
You know what I
Friend,
mean?
wherever you at, we're gonna beat you up.
Well, I'm not saying that my friend doesn't do it, but why you trying to be my friend of God leave? That's so violent.
Jen, what's your most important one?
The most important one, I feel like we all on the same page tonight. I don't know why, but I love to hear
It so good.
Can't with y'all.
but to hear like just to hear nice things and for them to really mean it, it feels really, really good. In my past kind of more recent relationship or whatever it was everything was nicely done. Everything was calm and smooth. Everything was um I'm proud of you. Even with the whole mouthful situation, I'm proud of you. Or just asking questions, like really wanting to know what was going on, and it just pushed me to be better. It made me feel better. It made me more confident. Just for me to hear somebody really, just really putting it out there that they care, and vocally.
And it motivates you to keep going because a lot of times we are full of self-doubt and we're very self-critical. And it's like, so when they affirm that, if that is that the right word, if they if they do that, then it kind of motivates you to keep going. So it's just like that's something that is necessary in any relationship.
Definitely. So how do y'all feel about physical touch, and how physical does that get?
Get off me!
What?
Don't touch me! Don't touch me. I'm joking. Physical touch is cool, but it has to be by the right person, because some people just make you feel eerie when they touch you. So like,
not eerie.
You can't just be letting
so I think that kind of just goes, it just kind of goes all into it. Like, you really have to be a perfect fit because that touch is going to make me feel some type of way. Some type of energy is going to be transferred to me when you touch me. And it needs to be a good energy. So, I mean, it's good if the energy is good. I don't mind physical touch, but it needs to be, I like delicacy, like when being touched. I like to feel secure when you touch me. I need to feel that when you do touch me, you're touching me in a meaningful way, in a loving way. So, yeah, I love to be touched. From the right person.
Physical touch for me is a touchy situation. So I love physical touch. I'm very sensual. I'm very I love the romanticism of it. But it depends on the time and the moment. Like, don't just come touching me. Like, get away from me. If I'm washing the dishes, don't just walk up behind me because then I'm elbow you in your chin. And then it's just like the moment's over. So just make sure that I'm prepared to be touched. Is all I'm saying. So if we sitting on the couch watching movies, stuff like that, and we're cuddling or whatever the case may be, I'm all cool with that. And then, when we get in the bed, like I like to cuddle until I get hot. So that cuddle only lasts like 5 minutes and then get off of me. So I'm touch me, but don't touch me too much.
You so fickle. Oh,
Get off me.
Listen, it be hot under them covers and you trying to put your entire body on me and it's
I
hot.
don't like to cuddle either. I remember I was dating this guy and I would spend a night and he wouldn't let me go like the whole night. And I was like, yeah, I can't come over here anymore because we're not gonna do that. You're not gonna cuddle me. Like he will hold you the whole night. It's like, I mean, it's cute, it's cool for 5 minutes, but damn, because I want to move how I move. Just like
right. And now I've restricted my movements because you want to be all on top of me. Like,
oh good.
Bruh. Like, I would like to reposition, please. Like, do I need to get permission for that? It's too much.
You know what?
Oh,
That's crazy. I think it's necessary though. Like that physical touch aspect is it's so pivotal whenever we're talking relationships. For me, I'm a very physical being, so if you're in my space, if you're my lady, like you're gonna feel my presence. Whether we're holding hands, whether we're having a deep embrace. You know what I'm saying? Whether we're preparing to make love, I think foreplay is necessary. You shouldn't just dive
you're
in.
right into it, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes
Amen.
women do.
Amen.
Real talk. It's like, like she needs to know, like, like I've missed your body, I've yearned for you, and let me show you. You know what I'm saying? And just give you the vibrations. I think that energy exchange is so necessary, but especially for me, I think physical touch is very, very important.
It is.
I ain't got time for that. Lay down.
A mess. No, I agree. Like, and for me as a woman, I just want to feel protected. That protection and that I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I love PDA. And I don't mean in the form where you're like, okay, like you're in public, get a room type, but make me feel good. I'm your lady, whether in public or in private or whatnot. It's that little, like you said, that energy exchange or whatever. And it's nothing like that energy.
Girl, let my man touch me on the small of my back and we have baby when we get home.
See, look at you. You're going to kick him out because you can't move in the bed, is what you said.
It don't take a lot for me to get there either. Just like ask me what kind of sauce I want when you buy me some nuggets and I'm ready.
Polynesian.
Listen, I'm not hard to please. Chick-fil-A? Okay, great.
Right.
When you get home.
It's crab legs for me. So are there any downfalls that y'all have ever had in a relationship where like their love languages, or if you can think back, it didn't match with yours and it just made it impossible?
You're every relationship I done been in.
And it's crazy because now that I think about it, I don't even know what my partner's love language.
But me neither. I wouldn't have. I can't even answer that question because I know one was gifts, and I didn't know how to be a gift giver at the time. He liked just small things, and I just did. And you know what? After we kind of parted ways, I was like, dang, I could have got him this, or this. Look, I'm gonna spin the block on that one again.
I'm saying that's the total opposite for me. I would have been like, after we broke up, dang, I should have kept this.
You know what?
What?
Sir.
But I was the blame. So I mean,
I was gonna ask, are y'all the problem?
No
shade, but just ask.
I was definitely the problem, but it wasn't like a big problem. But I was the problem. And again, like I said, I'm gonna spin the block again. I deserve.
I wasn't. I can't say that I was solely the problem. We were mutually the problem. You don't buy that at all? Because here's the thing. So I love giving gifts. And I feel like I did it too much. And I feel like sometimes it was definitely unappreciated.
Not appreciated.
But yeah, because it's like, but I also have to take into account not everybody reacts the same way. Because I'm not a very animated person either. So if you give me a gift, I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And it's it. But it's not something that I'm doing intentional, trying to be facetious or anything. It's just that I don't get excited about things like that. And 9 times out of 10 is because I'm not expecting a gift. So when I get it, I'll be like, oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so what if the gift is a trip?
He gonna be all over it. Dad's gonna love it.
Expenses paid? Really does.
I mean,
No,
I work for an airline, so that doesn't.
Ooh, I can't. Oh,
So it's just like, oh, great. I could have did this for free, but appreciate
Mark up.
it.
my goodness.
But
I
yeah,
think
Thought
I
I
had
was
a
on
shorty.
mute.
She like she wanted to spend all of her time with me. And I think it's just different because whenever you're in a relationship, I think quality time is essential. But like every waking moment, and it kind of got like uncomfortable where like I didn't want to hang out with her. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just I wasn't feeling the vibe and just like her conversation. 'Cause she was a lovely lady, but just her conversation. There were just so many things that through our quality time, I started to see she was lacking. And you know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes too much of anything can turn into a bad thing. So I was just like, you know what?
absolutely.
He's like you did that yesterday, but it's like I you kind of did it again today, so you might do it again tomorrow. So you got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so just I think it's a balance. It's about having balance.
It is definitely a balance because there is such a thing as spending too much quality time
Oh,
or
child.
like providing too many words of affirmation because it starts to lose its impact if you're doing it every 5 minutes. Like, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I love you. I love you. Like, okay, I get it. You're proud of me. Like, so there is definitely a thing of doing too much. So it definitely
Yeah,
has to be a balance.
definitely a balance. And you want it to be sincere and you don't want to be a pest, like
Yeah,
start going into creep mode. It's like, okay, calm down. But I wanted to ask y'all something. I'm kind of switching gears a little bit because a lot of us talked about energy, energy, energy. So, transfer of energy. Are we all believers of soul ties?
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
Like,
went there. I mean,
Black Caesar was like, are you really asking me this? Is that?
yeah, I've ran into people that don't believe it, and it is just baffling to me. Like, you don't believe that soul ties is a real thing.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and I definitely believe in that because it's definitely a thing of energies definitely transfer. And I recognize that the most in not my last relationship, but the one before that, where he was bipolar. He was diagnosed bipolar. And I would catch myself capturing his energy, like the mood swings and being like he was a very hyperactive person, and that's never been me. I've been always very nonchalant and laid back. And so I felt like his energy, and that was for me the demise of the relationship because I don't want to go through these mood swings
Mhm.
because of the fact that you're dealing with something mentally that is kind of medically,
Imbalance, I guess.
yeah, like it that transferred to me because I caught myself being angry for no reason. I caught myself like wanting to jump off walls and bounce off the walls for no reason. And like I said, that's never been the person that I was. So I was like, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Yeah. That intimacy and physical touch of who you give yourself to or share yourself with, it definitely stays with you. And it can be very dangerous depending on what types of energy, transfers. And you really have to sage yourself after some,
Right.
and get all of that out.
Yeah, you most definitely got to be comfortable. You most got to definitely have to be conscious, should I say, who you decide to mix those energies with, because that goes on with you forever. You know what I'm saying?
It
Like
takes
you might,
time and
yeah,
yeah.
it does, it does. And
It
like I
takes
said,
time to learn somebody. You just need to take that necessary time because you'll be in some shit that you're gonna find yourself going in circles with until you finally get the courage and the strength and the realization that okay, what the hell am I doing to get out? So yeah.
Yeah. And then, kind of concluding that it's like, love languages are a form of communication, which is the most important thing in relationships. So we just have to make sure that we're asking those necessary questions, having those very uncomfortable conversations, because you don't want to wait too far into a relationship to figure out that someone's love language in physical touch. And so they like to touch you all the time, and that's not what you want. You know what I mean? And then, so now you have to have that conversation like, stop touching me. And now they're, uncomfortable, or yeah, it's like, and then that creates an argument. So make sure that you find these things out very early on in a relationship. And I've learned that the hard way. So going forward, into future relationships, I'm definitely going to communicate a lot more and state what it is that I want in all aspects of the relationship, to ensure that before we get too far into it, like, you can fulfill those needs and vice versa.
Definitely.
All right. And then, so we're just going to get into our word of mouth.
Ooh.
So our word of mouth for today is this weather of Alaska 2021.
Alaska.
like it was a lot. And I don't know how each of you were affected, but I luckily wasn't affected by the outages and, loss of water and things of that nature. And so I'm very fortunate for that. But like, just reading and seeing everything that kind of transpired during that time, like, Dallas has to do better. Like, they just have to.
There
And
was
they
no
have to
reason.
be, yeah, they have to be way more prepared, because it doesn't happen a lot. I feel like we should be over prepared. You know what I mean? Because we have so much time to prepare and put things in place when stuff like this happens. And it's just, I hate that so many people lost their lives during that time. And it just goes to show that this city has to do, and I can't speak for other cities, because a lot of other cities were affected as well, and I'm not sure how they handled them, but I can only go by the experience of my city, which is Dallas, and they have to do a lot better than what they did in these situations.
And I mean, let's roll it back, because it was President's Day, so the 15th, I believe, that Monday,
Mhm.
everybody saw their weather app. Oh my God, it's supposed to be 1 degree or 0 degree or whatever it was supposed to be. And that was the day, if I'm not mistaken, that the tragic accident happened on multiple highways, but the one that took 6 lives, it was over 100 car
Over
pileup,
100 car
right?
pileup,
And
yeah.
I mean, let me say vehicle, because there were cars, there were trucks, there were 18 wheelers, and it took, 6 lives and a lot of people in the hospital, critical condition. And just watching the video was just horrific. So, our condolences and prayers go out to those affected. But that goes into Des saying we have to do better. Like, we have to go ahead and just spend that money to take those precautions to sand the highways and the bridges, and get that out there, because I'd rather it be sand on the road flinging up in your car, but we didn't need it after all, than to have needed it and it wasn't there.
Right.
So it was just crazy, because after that, when you didn't think it could get any worse, it was just a freaking downhill just of crazy.
And how did that affect you, Star? Did you lose power or water or
Oh
anything?
gosh, I feel bad for being like, I was affected, hearing about how
Hmm.
other people were affected and lives were lost, but it did hit. It was something that we went through. We had power outage. We had the rolling power outage, so we were in increments where it go on and off, and you literally had to like do what you had to do in those
Scramble, baby.
40 minutes, and then just know like, like you're off again, offline again. And then our water cut off, and we thought it was frozen pipes. It wasn't frozen pipes, thank God. But then we had the whole boiling water in effect, and it was like, okay, boiling water. And all of that is rescinded. And to just get back to normalcy, it really put, humility and gratefulness just back into our lives, of what we think we're appreciative of. But boy, when it
Right.
is taken away from you, you really have a new appreciation. So
Absolutely. Because it's just like, okay, you want us to boil water, you cut the water off, you want us to boil water, but you don't give us the electricity to do it. So it's like, and then, to turn around and see like the Dallas skyline was still lit up. And you know what I
wow,
mean? And then there was a situation where there was supposed to be a Dallas Stars game. I don't even know if the Dallas Stars game happened. I think somebody said that it didn't. But,
it didn't.
Okay.
It didn't.
So yeah, but even knowing that it hadn't gotten canceled like much sooner than when they canceled it is just amazing to me. And then on the Omni, lit up biggest day, it said it's cold. We know that. Like,
wow.
You lying.
No, that's what the Omni said. It said it's cold.
And that's one thing that's very frightening. We're just seeing that distribution of where the power was going, seeing what neighborhoods and what people were really affected by this, and the elongated time in which people were affected. You know, you didn't see folks in like Highland Park and like Frisco and places like that were like severely affected by like over like in Garland and like off in the north, like North Dallas, like Skillman and Dale, where my people at.
I definitely was.
You know, folks sitting without water. You know, and it just kind of but you come downtown, you got everything down here gentrified. You got all these. I don't make it about this and that, but it is what it is, though. You know what I'm saying? It's a very scary situation. It makes you think, who's in power and who are we putting in power? You know what I'm saying? And it's like how they value us. And you know that just really kind of made me think. I'm like, we sat in the dark for 4 days. I went with my family, like we had the rolling outages, and you think we had power for 2 hours at a time, and then we were out for like 4 to 6 hours at a time. And it's like, dang, it's like there's people with small babies. Fortunately, we didn't have to go. Fortunately, we don't have children, but you just think all the people that were affected, and just the blatant disregard, for life, for everybody's life, not just that 1%. It really is eye opening whenever we have something like a natural disaster like this.
Because Raphael Edward Cancun Cruz.
Don't do that. No, we're not even.
What? We gonna talk about Raphael? What?
Hell, we know what the hell he did.
What?
I mean, he wrong. Period.
Okay, because some people are saying he's not wrong. Some people are saying he had the money, he didn't have power, so why not go and take a trip? That's what some people.
So we know why he did it, because he don't give a damn. I mean, that's number one point blank period. But I just feel like at this point we know who we have in office. It's not a surprise to me that happened. So I don't.
Not at all.
I hate to give it so much time, child. We know, and I'm glad you brought it up. But at the same time, we know who we had in office. We know, who holds the power. Who's getting things done. Who doesn't care. Who does care. But yeah, Ted Cruz, you're wrong. Should have been your ass here. And
the little photo ops of you giving out water.
We don't care about that. Like, not at all. But let's talk about these corporations though, who really didn't give a damn about their employees and what was going on, and tried their best to get them to get to work, be on time, do this, do that, but we don't have power. Like, how are you expecting me to be at 100% when I have all of this going on? So, at the same time, we just really need to take a step back and look at ourselves, especially you big corporations. Like, y'all don't give a damn about your employees who bust their ass every day to make you to get you a check, to make sure that you wherever you at in your nice residence, like, y'all don't give a damn. And it's playtime is over. Like, I'm over it, including mine. I'm just saying, like, how do you expect people to be at 100% when they don't have the necessities? They don't have what they need to do their job correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody. It's like I had, there was one post or something on Facebook I saw where they got the damn girl an Uber to get to work. Like, is it really that serious for you to, you know what I'm saying? Like, the roads are icy. We have the roads bad as hell. But you're gonna send somebody to bring her to work. Like, what about at nighttime? If she got off at nighttime, what if the roads, you
exactly. What if there wasn't an Uber driver available that was willing to get out in these conditions?
I was gonna say, you're not thinking about the Uber driver too that are risking,
it's just selfish. It's sick. It's disappointing that people really stoop that freaking low.
Yeah. Well, but I do know there was some corporations. Money. Yeah, there were some corporations that were really doing a lot for their employees as well.
And there were.
I wish it was much more prevalent in, a lot of other corporations as it was, but I do know that there were some corporations and businesses that were, getting hotels for their employees near the job if they were already at work and were not able to safely get home, and they were providing food and stuff like that. So there was, good and bad on,
Good and
both
bad,
ends
right,
of the
right.
spectrum.
And I think COVID has shown that a high percentage of jobs can do their job from home, or employees can do their jobs from home. So at
Yes.
this point, you just go and see, to Jen's point, the greed that they have. I do want to shout out our healthcare workers though, because
Thank you so
they
much.
didn't really, have a choice. So thank you to our healthcare workers. I know I had a few friends that were up in hotels and had to come in, were short staffed. And I mean, you don't go unnoticed. So thank you. And shout out to the HEB. I don't know what location it was, but HEB, their power went out. And everybody in the store, they told them just go ahead with what you have. And you know,
Shut
take it.
up.
Yes, and
Maybe I
that's
would have been
big.
rolling
And
out with the
HEB is
I know I
registers and
like
already,
shit.
HEB.
it's already employee owned. So I think that speaks big and highly for them that they did that. That was super clutch. So shout
That's
out to
super dope.
HEB. Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to HEB. I haven't been to a HEB in so long.
We don't have any close here, so I mean it would be hard to get to one. But they
Sam's
have one
was
in
closed
Waxahachie.
and we went. Sam's was closed, and so we ended up at the HEB. And I mean, shout out to those workers that were there and kept it flowing and kept it going. So
I just think that's crazy though. Just to kind of like tail off on that. Just in this capitalist
or
socialist.
oh, go ahead.
My bad, my bad. I'm sorry.
No,
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 I'm
go
no, I'm just talking about this as far as just like how the situation was handled. This is like as far as the corporations go. In the capitalist society that we live in, it's just like you think how they handle COVID. You think that they care if it's snowing? They want you to come to work and it's a pandemic. You think they care about some snow? You know what I'm saying? Like it just goes to show us like we do have to believe in black capitalism. We do have to own our own, you know what I'm saying, and be able to manage ourselves because you see how they value us and what they're going to do with your life if they have your life in their hands. You know what I'm saying? So it's scary, man. It's really crazy. It's a crazy time.
Yeah,
Crazy
and I
world we
just
live in.
it is a crazy world we live in, and we're shown that time and time again, constantly, continually seeing the things that could be so much better. And it's not like it requires a lot, you know what I mean? It just takes the time for someone that is in a position to make that change to really understand the needs of the people in the city, region, town, whatever, county, whatever it is that you oversee, and make sure that those things are put into place, because it's just amazing. Like I said, going through that experience and just watching it and seeing what everyone was going through was heartbreaking, because like I said, I think there was like 50 plus lives that was lost during that time. And it's just, little kids can't handle that type of situation, and the elderly people with medical conditions and things of that nature, they can't simply handle the situation. So a rolling blackout, it seems like, oh, just deal with it, tough it up, man up, whatever, whatever, but it's not that easy. And so I feel like this city has a lot of improving to do, and a lot of cities do. But I just feel like it could have been handled so much better than what it was.
Definitely. And just to correct myself, it was HEB that let the people in line take the food, but we were at Winco. So shout out to Winco.
I'm not gonna play with
It
you.
was a lot of essential workers everywhere. It's Dalaska. It did something to me.
Listen, and I am here for the term Alaska. I am here
Yes, I
for
love
We
it.
creative,
we are
Lord.
so good.
Yes.
But we can go ahead and wrap this up. I'm definitely glad to see that everybody was able to make it through that situation, and I'm definitely glad to see every one of your faces. Like I say every week, I definitely appreciate you guys for doing this show. I love you guys so much. But please make sure that you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Facebook is Mouthful Space TV. Instagram is Mouthful_TV. And on YouTube, it is Mouthful Space TV. And make sure that you tune in next week at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we will have our special guest and business owner, Renee Alexandria. And don't forget to subscribe to our mailing list. We have launched our website, y'all, mouthful-tv.com. Make sure that you
Go
subscribe
check it out. I'm so excited
make sure,
about that.
because I'm on the front page. I mean, unfortunately, they are too, but I'm definitely there. And so make sure you guys go to mouthful-tv.com and make sure to click on our events page and subscribe to our mailing list. So that way, when we do add new events, we are hoping to have an event like once a month. So make sure that you are signed up for that mailing list so that way you can get exclusive emails and updates on those events. Make sure that you guys also join us on our social media, Facebook and Instagram, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time for Small Business Tuesday as well. And once again, we thank you guys so much for tuning in, and tune in next week.
Did you get that?
Was it a lie? Was I rambling?
Yeah.
Okay. Bye-bye. See y'all next week, guys.
Next week.
Peace. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.